Hey, welcome back to another episode of Stu Man Rides. Today, we're going to be checking out a BMW S1000 RR race bike. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Stu Man Rides. We're up here at Thunderhill Raceway, and today we're going to check out a 2022 BMW S1000 RR race bike. It's my buddy Jeff's bike. He's kind enough to have me up here and let me ride it, so we'll go take a look at the bike first, and then we'll go out and take it on the track and see how it goes. All right, so today we are going to ride a BMW S1000 RR. And this is my buddy Jeff's bike. He's kind enough to loan it to me for today up here at Thunder Hill, learning a new track, which is super fun. And yeah, so I'll give you a little walk around of the bike and tell you a little bit about it. And then I'll give you some riding impressions after that. So this is a 2020 BMW S1000 RR. It's a race bike, so it's been race prepped. He's got race bodywork on it. He's had the suspension redone, so they take the electronic suspension basically off and replace that with Olin's FKR cartridges in the front, TTX shock in the back. Pretty typical. Rear sets, clip-ons, race bodywork, all that kind of stuff. Re-geared. So I'll kind of give you a walk around some of the highlights of the parts on this thing. But it's it's a production race bike, so nothing super special or super trick on it. Just the basic kind of stuff that you would do to a race bike normally. So we'll start up here at the control section. We got some, looks like Extreme something clip-ons. Not sure of the brand on that. I got the buttons, got to have the pro buttons on there, right? AIM solo system with stock dash, but this is nice. He's got the AIM set up with a camera in the front, so I get all the video footage out of this camera, and I think you can do data overlay. There's a little box, if you can see it down here, that gathers all the data from that. He's got potentiometers on the suspension on this bike, I was noticing. So you have a linear potentiometer here, and then there was another one on the rear shock right there. So you can get all the suspension travel data from those, plus the AIM Solo DL. DL indicates download, means that you can hook this up to the ECU on the bike and you can get all of the throttle data, speed, I think well, obviously GPS comes from the lap timer. So you get all of that information by default. Standard gas tank, got a quick gas cap on there. Quick shifter auto blipper, I believe, comes standard on this bike. He's got rear sets on here. It's been re-geared for this track. He's got an Akrapovic, however you want to say that, system on here, full race system. On this side, we have the buttons again. Looks like an Alpha quick turn throttle. I'm sure that is it's a Nissan master cylinder. Surprised he doesn't have a Brembo on there, but that is a Nissan, probably standard master cylinder that comes with the bike. We have the standard brake calipers. Looks like you might have a leaky fork seal. And I think that's stock subframe on there. Pretty much standard race bike. So he does have some OZ forged wheels on here somewhere. There you go, OZ Racing forged wheels. So that is the BMW S1000 RR race bike that I'm going to get to go out and have a whole bunch of fun on. And I'll give you some riding impressions after I get to ride it a little bit. Here we are on the BMW S1000 RR at Thunder Hill, coming on to the front straight. This bike loves the front straight, loves to go fast in a straight line. Lots of horsepower, about 155 as I roll past the flagger station there and start to roll off. Anyway, you can see I have two videos going on here. We have in the picture-in-picture of a small window, that's an Insta360 Go 3S mounted inside my helmet. And then the main video that you see here is coming from the AIM system. So cool thing about this AIM system is you have a camera that's connected to the AIM lap timer, as well as that lap timer being connected to the ECU on the bike, as well as any sensors on the bike. So you get all of that data kind of consolidated with the video, and it actually does this overlay. I'm sure it's configurable, but this is the way Jeff had that set up. And so when you turn the bike on, everything starts recording. So the lap timer's going, the video's going, so you never miss anything, which is really cool. And this video overlay is pretty nice, right? You get a lot of data. You can see the track map up in the upper left with the red dot to show where you are. You have the date, time, the type of bike that it's on, your best, your plus minus for your best lap time of that session. You have a predictive time, you have your best lap time for the session and your last lap time for the session. And then along the bottom you can see the water temperature, GPS speed, RPM, throttle position, and brake pressure. Brake pressure, I believe you have to have a pressure sensor on the brake line. I don't think he has that on this bike, so that's why you're not seeing that. And then you have the gauges on the bottom right that gives you RPM, what gear you're in, and your miles per hour. So cool stuff from the AIM system. The video, not the greatest, 1080p I think. It looks a little dark and cloudy, not very clear. So yeah, that's the AIM system, which is really nice. We'll switch over now to the GoPro, or I'm sorry, Insta360 Go 3S mounted in my helmet, so you get a little bit better picture, except for the spot on my tear off. So this is mounted inside my helmet and gets a pretty good view of what's going on. Part of my view, as you can see, the dash on the motorcycle very clearly visible, as well as the lap timer. And the nice thing about the lap timer, it has these green and red indicators along the sides of the screen to tell you whether you're up or down on your previous lap time, or your best lap time, I think, for that session. So that's kind of cool if you're trying to get a personal best out there. But as far as the bike goes, you can hear a sound, and that is, sounds like an inline four, right? Screams, but yeah, this thing, you know, in these fast sections of track like here, it accelerates super quick. It is a very fast motorcycle in a straight line, and it doesn't do too bad going around the corners either. Brakes really well, and just a lot of fun to ride. The bike, as you can see, getting into the apex is not an issue. It flicks in real nice. The electronics on it work really well. You can see like no wheelies here, like cresting that hill. Wheelie control works really well. The traction control on it is very non-intrusive, so you don't really feel it a whole lot. Yeah, when this thing hits the straightaway, it is no issue passing pretty much anybody. It just goes super fast in a straight line. Braking here into this hard braking session, very good brakes, nice feel at the lever, not a whole lot of pressure required. I was getting the rear tires starting to lift up a little bit there, but I think that's more of a setup issue than anything else. But then again, here on the straightaway, it's like you go by people like they're just standing still. It's amazingly fast in a straight line. So super fun bike to ride. The track here at Thunder Hill is in pretty good shape. There's some bumps out there, but you know, nothing too serious. This bike's suspension was set up by a really good suspension tuner, Mike Canfield, and yeah, no issues there, no chatter, nothing like that. It just, you know, soaks up any pavement irregularities here at Thunder Hill like it's a billiard smooth pool table. But anyway, it's going over the top of the hill here. The bike tends to get a little bit light, but the suspension really controls that super well. And then coming through this corner here, driving onto this little short straight, once you get on the gas, the thing just goes, and it accelerates like a monster. Although it's quite stable, even in these fast sections of track, you can carry a whole lot of roll speed, like through this corner here. You can see kind of rolling up on these guys in front of me. But it's yeah, it's a super fast bike, a lot of horsepower, and the horsepower is controlled really well. It's a joy to ride, super fun. Like I said, it does feel like the motor character is very much like an inline four, right? But it does have torque all the way through the rev range, so it's not super peaky. You don't have to keep it way up in the rev range, and as is evidenced by, if you watch the video, like I'm not shifting a whole lot. Like I think might go down a couple gears here, but you can ride most of the racetrack in the same gear. You don't have to go back and forth as you would on maybe a smaller displacement bike like a 600 or something. So that is the BMW S1000 RR here at Thunder Hill. Again, super fun to ride. Really nice motorcycle. All right, so end of the day here at Thunder Hill. Just got done with a day riding the BMW S1000 RR. So, awesome bike. It is very typical of an inline four leader bike, right? So the Suzuki GSX-R 1000, Kawasaki ZX-10, BMW S1000 RR, they're all kind of very similar platforms, right? It's not like the R1 with a cross-plane motor, a little bit different setup there, or the Aprilias or Ducatis, that sort of stuff. It's your typical inline four uh, uh, sport bike. So anyway, it's pretty awesome though. So it puts down the power very well. It's very linear. It's not super peaky. A lot of torque all the way through the rev range. So it's kind of deceptively fast. A lot like the R1 that I rode. I rode one of the Bryce Prince's R1s. I think I did a video on it. Anyway, so it's a lot like that, where it has decent torque all the way through. It's not like a lot of inline fours. You have all the power at the very high end of the RPM range. Certainly on the 600s it's that way, but on a lot of the leader bikes you get the same kind of feeling. With the BMW, it's pretty torquey all the way through, which is really nice. So the suspension on the bike was set up by Mike Canfield for my buddy Jeff, and we're of similar weight, I think. So this bike felt, suspension-wise, it was pretty good. Like, I had no complaints on it. The ergonomics of the bike were fantastic. So Jeff's taller than I am by like 2 inches. So he's got the pegs pretty low, the bars pretty wide. The bars are probably a little bit wider than what I would like them, but they were certainly comfortable. And the pegs being as low as they were is fantastic, right? So I wasn't dragging them anywhere, but it was very comfortable. I'm able to lock into that bike pretty well. The way the gas tank is shaped is nice. So you can lock your knees in and hold on to the bike with your legs pretty well, and you don't feel like you're falling off. So it's a very comfortable bike to ride. I think maybe when you start hanging off it really far, which I don't do, it might be problematic, but I had no issues with it. It was really nice. So yeah, I think the electronics on it, I had it set on -3 traction control. I think it goes to -6. And, I'm learning a new track. It's not my bike, so I wasn't pushing super hard. But towards the end of the day, I was getting a little bit of rear tire spin slide coming off the corners. But it was very controllable. And the traction control was not very intrusive. So very smooth. You don't really notice it cutting out a whole lot or anything. So that was pretty cool. And going down the front straight on the bike is like insane. It's really fast. So I don't know how much horsepower it has, but there was no issue going down the long straightaways on that thing. And Thunder Hill here has a lot of really fast corners, so it's on a bike like that with that kind of horsepower, it makes it a little bit easier to make your lap time. So that was super fun as well. And yeah, I like the bike a lot. Very nice. I would say, like I said, it is very typical for an inline four sport bike. but I think it has maybe some advantages over some of the other. I know the ZX10, I rode one of those. No, it was quite a few years ago, but it was very peaky. GSXR, I think, is a little bit less so. And GSXRs always strike me as being super, super stable, whereas this BMW, it's stable, but you can turn it fairly easily too. It flicks into the corners nice, holds its line really well. So it was super fun. I think that if you were going to go club racing on 1,000 open class bike, the BMW would be a very good choice. That's evidenced by a lot of what I see in club racing with CVMA. A lot of the fast guys are on the BMWs. Corey Alexander, #1 plate holder on a BMW last year. So I think Andrew Lee's on one as well. Jason Uribe. A lot of their super fast guys are on the BMWs, and they're doing that for a reason, right? If the bike wasn't up to it, they'd be riding something else. So yeah, super fun bike. It's lots of fun to ride, and had a great time riding it. So I think that's going to be it for the BMW review. If you like the video, please like it on YouTube. That helps push it out to a larger audience. And if you like these types of videos, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to put them out as often as I can. I know I'm kind of intermittent with them, but I'm trying to do a little bit more content a little bit more regularly. It's tough in the summertime. I don't ride at the track as much in the summer as I do in the winter. But it was super nice to come up here to Thunder Hill and have a weekend riding the Beamer or Bimmer. I forget, like cars are Beamers and bikes are Bimmers, or vice versa. I don't know. Somebody can post in the comments about that. I'm sure I got it wrong. But anyway, thanks for watching Stu Man Rides. I really appreciate it. Hope you like the video. And if you do, give it a like and subscribe to the channel.